Welcome to Fox Weather Live. I'm Steve Bender. A new week, another severe threat. The skies opened up earlier in West Virginia. More than 30 million are impacted by the severe storms tonight. Ohio Valley to the mid-Atlantic starting off the work week. And then we have a fast-moving cold front that's going to pass through latter half of the week. Another round of severe storms. By the way, whenever there's a hail threat, do your best to try to park indoors if that's successful. You got a garage at home, a carport, even a parking garage. It's better to pay for that than the insurance nightmare. Looking at this here, you're seeing those severe thunderstorm warnings that are popping up in yellow. Notice a rogue one on the western side of Kentucky. Our Fox Weather storm trackers, they are actually going back home away from this storm because now it's up in the mountains, and that makes it very difficult, terrain in order to track all of this. So at times, a reminder, just because you're committed to something doesn't mean you have to stay on course. So when you see these storms rumbling through and there's some large hail, there's the damaging wind, maybe there's those other warnings that come to your cell phone, and you've had plans that you're committed to, you do have to alter them at times when Mother Nature has all of these severe storms rumbling through. Let's talk about what we're seeing in areas like Cincinnati, Ohio. Temperatures dropping into the upper 50s. They've been in the storms earlier in the afternoon, noticing the Fox Weather Alert System indicating there are still plenty of severe thunderstorm warnings. Let's talk about the watch. Remember, real quickly, the difference between those two dynamics. A watch means there's favorable conditions ahead. A warning means it's happening right now. You need to make sure you are indoors. So the watch encompasses over 6 million people. There's the I-95 corridor. That's at 1 a.m. All of this, Kentucky, the Virginias, that is likely until 11 p.m. tonight. Cleveland, how you doing? That's a great little end of the Monday. South of you is where we've had a lot of the turbulent weather. Let's take it out towards this area. You have Lexington, you have a rogue cell, and when you're seeing this black dot start to emerge, concerns along that I-64 corridor, or even a slight curl. That could be the first sign of a hook for Buena Vista and Lexington County. That's Virginia into West Virginia. Also with that, it's a sign that there could be a large hail core that's starting to emerge. I want to bring back base velocity here, see if there's any type of rotationary element starting to emerge. No. And so when you saw that, this is that kind of that hail core that's starting to emerge. It is warned for 1.5 inches in diameter. It's not large egg-sized hail just yet, but that could be on the way. Rain rate going to 23 inches per hour. That's a sign that you actually do have some of that ice accumulation, because when that beam goes across and it hits the density of that ice, see that? That's the radar beam. It's not raining 23 inches per hour. That is something that would be prolific and historic. What I want to do is a 3D scan of this real quickly, kind of get a sense of this core as it comes in. So there's that area where the hail core is kind of getting up towards about 20 to maybe 22,000 feet. That would put it right around egg-sized hail. Notice the actual cloud deck is getting to nearly 40,000 feet, even this late into the evening time. So that's one spot. That's on the leading edge, the nose of this system. The back end of this, out towards Charleston, where they've already seen 3, if not 4 rounds of storms coming through, you've seen the volatility and the intensity dialed back. What I mean by that is the wind speed's now at 60 miles per hour and the hail is lower and is not as large. This is truly because, again, the atmosphere has cooled off. We saw it initially as it pushed through near 80 degrees in those spots like Charleston, and then it started to get cooled off because of those storms. There was a lone severe thunderstorm warning out here in western Kentucky. Just a quick update, that has since been lifted. But if you look out towards Royalton and those spots like Prestonburg, you can tell why they had that warning in place. This is a healthy looking system, so we'll keep an eye on it. If you were with us earlier throughout the day and you didn't get that afternoon update, we are at a level 3 out of 5 risk in that area from Charleston out towards Staunton. Those spots, the western and the eastern side of the Appalachian Range in the Virginias. The tornadic risk has kind of fallen apart, but let's talk about future track on the exclusive Fox model. One thing to note is just how is this shaping up? When you see these storms for hours on end, usually they start to congeal and they form a line. And I know when you're looking at this on the eyeball test, it does look like a line, but you'll see that it's fragmented. And why is that important to depict? That could mean that there's still supercells that are embedded in this. Now's the point where you're starting to see those storms actually tether together. It's 10 p.m. and now we're starting to pull back the intensity of this by tomorrow morning's commute. We're all but done. Maybe a few sprinkles in Roanoke and southern Virginia, but otherwise the actual severe storms coming to an end.